Yes, students, in this lecture we will discuss on various fluid laws associated with fluid statics. We all know that fluid is a substance which is capable of flowing. Now consider a container in which fluid is filled, and this fluid is in static equilibrium. Static equilibrium means the fluid is at rest. Whenever a fluid is in static equilibrium or at rest, the shear stress associated with the fluid will be zero. Shear stress will be zero. Shear stress exists only in case of flowing fluids. It is associated with fluids in motion. So here we can say that this fluid is contained or this fluid is confined in a container and this fluid is at rest. So here, whenever a fluid is confined in a container, the fluid will exert pressure on the surface of the container. And we can say that this pressure will always act normal to the surface. This pressure will always act normal to the surface. So here we can conclude that in fluid statics, whenever a solid boundary is in contact with the static fluid, the fluid will exert pressure on the solid boundary and this fluid pressure will always act normal to the solid boundary. Now consider a static fluid mass and we'll take a particular point within the static fluid mass. So we can say that the pressure at any point in a fluid at rest has the same magnitude in all the directions. That means the pressure exerted at any point in a fluid mass is same in all the directions. The pressure exerted at any point in a fluid mass is same in all the directions. And this concept is developed by a French mathematician known as Blaise Pascal. And the associated law is known as Pascal's law. Now we'll try to prove this statement. Pascal's law states that the pressure at any point in a fluid at rest has the same magnitude in all the directions. Now we'll try to prove Pascal's law. In order to prove Pascal's law, we'll consider a wedge-shaped fluid mass within a static fluid. So here we can say that this is a fluid mass which is of wedge-shaped within a static fluid. This fluid is at rest. Now dx, dy and ds are the dimensions of the fluid mass. And please note that this is a very small fluid mass within the static fluid. Okay, and let the thickness of the wedge be 1. And now this x, y and z represents the three coordinate axes and theta be this angle. Angle ABC is theta. Since the fluid is at rest, there will not be any shear stress. And the only force associated with the fluid element is normal pressure force and weight of the fluid element. Now let Px, Py and Pz be the pressure force exerted by the surrounding fluid on the fluid element. Here you can see Px is the pressure force exerted on the face A dash, B dash. And Py is the pressure force on the face A dash, C dash. And Pz is the pressure force on the face B dash, C dash. And please note that this pressure force will always act normal to the surface. And weight of the fluid element will always act in the vertical direction. Now we can calculate weight of the fluid element. Weight is equal to mass of the element into acceleration due to gravity. Mass is density into volume Volume is half into dx into dy into 1. Okay, so we can write it as half rho g into dx dy. Now we will consider the pressure forces on each face. Pressure force on A, B, B dash, A dash is equal to Px. Capital P represents force and small p represents pressure. So this capital Px represents pressure force. So pressure force Px will be equal to the pressure on the face A, B, B dash, A dash into area of the face. Area of the face is dy into 1. Similarly, pressure force on A dash, C dash is equal to Py, which is equal to the pressure on the face into area of the face. Area of the face is dx into 1 units. And pressure force on the face B dash, C dash is equal to Pz, which is equal to pressure small pz into ds into 1. So here, since this angle is theta, you can say that this angle will also be theta and this angle will be 90 minus theta. Since the fluid is in static equilibrium, we can say that sum of fx equal to 0, sum of fy equal to 0 and sum of fz is equal to 0. Now we will try to resolve the forces in x direction. We get it as Px into dy into 1 minus Pz into ds into 1 into cos theta equal to 0. From this, ds cos theta will be equal to dy. So we can write Px into dy minus Pz into dy equal to 0, which implies Px is equal to Pz. That is, pressure on the face A, B dash, A dash is equal to pressure on the face A dash, C dash. Now we will resolve the forces in y direction. We will get it as Py into dx into 1 minus Pz into ds into 1 into sin theta minus half into dx dy into rho g is equal to 0. This is a weight term. Weight is also coming into picture when we consider the y-axis. So from here, ds sin theta is equal to dx. And since this fluid element is very small, we can neglect the weight component. We can assume that weight of the fluid element is very small. So from here, we will write Py into dx minus Pz into dx is equal to 0, which implies Py is equal to Pz. So we can conclude that Px is equal to Py is equal to Pz. That is, since this fluid wedge is a very small element, we can consider it as a point. And in that particular point, along the three perpendicular directions, the pressure is same.